You are beneficiary of government aid.
Okay, let's talk about you then. You started to work at some place that you say it's not an hospital, but I know it's like an hospital. And you said that you were feeding people that are old or disabled. You were feeding them. You were working at a place where you would feed people. That's interesting. But how long and why? Why did you work? Was it not for to impress and to be accepted of Simon Laroche? I know now you're not working anymore because you have so much time on your hand, taking care of threefold job with your kids and finding the time to answer me back and to listen to my videos daily while you're doing your course. So you're not working right now. You're taking care of your children. Will you call it work or love? Do you want to call it work or do you want to call it love to take care of your children? So when you did not work and you were saying Simon Laroche, eventually you began to understand that if you want his no to become a yes, you had to make this extra effort. You still never told me how you changed his mind. You're not talking about this, at least not in this video, as far as I know, because it's the first time that I'm listening to this. But when you talk about me, why you would not talk about you over the same matter? Because you say that I was dishonest from the start. I was so honest with you from the start that at Sinaï, when you said to me that you wanted to be friends with me, and I told you that I wanted to go away because I could not be friends only with you, because my feelings were too strong, and you cried, and you said that tu t'es senti floué. Do you remember that? I was honest with you. I always been honest with you. If I would have done like all the others, I could have had my night with you easy. But see what you have done with me because I didn't take it.
Over it and are beneficiary of government aid over it. You also claim I cured you 10 years ago, so how come are you still using that excuse?
So you see how it is easy? You asked me the question, I gave you the answer. All those years, you didn't care about asking me any of this. There were another option for you. And it was to ignore because you had other option. You asked me, I answer you. I had more than one diagnosed. The fibromyalgia, the very severe anxiety. They told me I could have gotten more from it, and they said that fibromyalgia never I will never be healed from it. It's their stand. Even to this day, I could have asked for more, and I don't. Instead, I go work with Samuel. So you just had to ask me. Stop relying on other people's voice. It's right here, okay? It's right here. If you want to know the truth about your question, don't ask a stranger that doesn't know better. It's not their story. They would not know what to answer. I know what to answer. It's my story with you.
To justify you. You also claim I cured you 10 years ago. So how come are you still using that excuse to justify pain and suffering in your body that we both know probably comes from the fact that you self-inflicted wounds to your own body by repeatedly beating yourself up. Ain't that true, Jonathan?
It is true. Since I'm revealing your secrets, then I could also reveal my secrets. Because maybe eventually you could have done it. Because I told you about a story having to do with police chief of Sainte-Foy by name René Provencher. I don't know if with the story you can find out. Maybe the guy is not even alive anymore. I don't know. But I've been abused, and the way that I inflicted to myself the it was just like symbolism for to say I did not want to be touched, and I did the split, and I just broken parts of my inside to the point that I got the fibromyalgia. I believe this is where it came from. And I told you the story about that. I told you about police chief of Sainte-Foy, René Provencher, and I was victim of abuse. But then you asked me, why did I continue? Well, because he was following me. That's one thing. He was following me. He didn't seem to fear to be caught. He didn't seem to fear to be caught. He was even calling at my parents' place. And he was not afraid. And I've been witness also that he did with many other children, underage children. And I know it because I was there. But how it started, the whole story, how it started, is that my friend Miran Vidic, one of my close friends from my childhood, even though I was a little older than him. Was my best friend at the time. And then one day, he told me, let's go sleep over this place. And then in the night, I woke up that I was being abused while I was sleeping. Does it ring a bell? Because when you invited me to sleep, you allowed me to sleep at your place a couple nights, and you were worried that I would rape you while you were asleep. But I didn't do it. But I was myself victim of it. And even when I was going to see a chiropractician, because I tried a lot of ways to try to heal from it, even though it was self-inflicted pain. My chiropractician, at some point, he asked me if I've been a victim of abuse, and I told him yes. And then he told me that it happens that the people that are victim of abuse, they themselves also become abusers. But that's a long time ago that I was seeing the chiropractician. That was before I saw you, because you were better than the chiropractician, because you healed me. So you asked me why I was keep continuing to see the man that was abusing me. And when it first happened, it was in my sleep. I didn't ask for it. I was trusting my best friend, who brought me in a house, and he knew that this would happen. I knew afterward that he knew this would happen. So the thing about the law failed you, you said the law failed you. Well, I have a story about the law failed me because the chef of police of Sainte-Foy raped me, abused me, and because there's many reasons why I was keeping at it, because you asked me why I was, and it's, okay, sorry, I contradicted myself here because I said that why did you not ask me those questions back then? I would have answered back to you. And this question I did not answer back to you fully at the time, but now I do. It was my best friend that was keeping contact with the other guy, and for me to keep seeing my friend, I had to deal with this. Okay, I had no choice. The choice was either I was not seeing my friend anymore, or that I would still see my friend, but it would always end up that we would end up at his place, and this was the choice that was before me. So today, okay, from a long time ago, I decided, okay, it's not going to work out. But I'm being very honest with you. And if I would add another reason to it, is because I did not know myself what was love. And over there, I was seeing people manifesting love in a way that I did not see in my own house. Because, you know, my parents, my father, my own dad, okay, he never been taking me in his arms like I was seeing from my friend over his own family, taking him in his arms, and so that type of love I did not know about. But then it was also going with this other part of his life that was involving the guy chef of police chief. That was okay. I learned that the guy was providing money to the family of my friend, and that's what was allowing, you know, it was like it was a permission because the guy was giving money so he could rape his family. It's pretty much what was going on. And as I was looking at this, I was thinking, okay, you know, the thing about you said that I never known misery. You said to me that you had known misery. You were in the apartment at Sinaï that was like, you know, the poor, and you were looking at me and you were telling me I never known misery. But you see, I did know misery because there's different types of misery. So you say that I'm judging people and I shouldn't because I say I'm worse than them, and what I say is that we get what we deserve, and it's just that sometimes you just don't want to see what you have done. That gets attraction, you know, this attraction of evil. And everything that I had to go through in my life, I trust Jesus that it was well deserved. And